Welcome to the Continuous Revenue Marketer podcast, where the most influential marketers in the world are sharing their insights and lessons on the critical topic chief executives must address daily: how to deliver continuous, profitable revenue for their organizations through new customer growth and lifetime value optimization. And most importantly, what strategies, tactics, and methodologies they are employing now to achieve these goals with a high ROI on their marketing spend. Hi, I'm Russell Kern, CEO and founder of Kern, an Omnicom agency, and I'm joined today with my co-host and producer, Elliot Dennis. I want to start this podcast by briefly reminding our listeners about the definition of continuous revenue marketing and how continuous revenue marketers are using personalized methodologies at scale to achieve these critical business objectives. Then we're going to look at the complexity and challenges surrounding the implementation of a personalized continuous revenue marketing system. And finally, we're going to conclude with the discussion about the top 5 priorities to getting started with personalized marketing. As I mentioned in the last episode, continuous revenue marketing is a philosophy. It's an understanding that being able to deliver revenue to your organization continuously is its lifeblood. And there are 2 primary revenue sources for any business: acquiring more new customers and getting current customers to buy more from you more often. Very simple in theory. However, the challenge is consumers are expecting much more from brands to open up their wallets to you today. Thus, brands are needing to adapt in delivering a special type of acquisition and current customer marketing we call personalized marketing at scale. We also call it personalized continuous revenue marketing.
Simple in theory, yes, Russell, but as we know, the devil is always in the details. So let me start off by throwing you a softball question to get things going. What is the definition of personalized marketing at scale?
Okay, let's take them one by one. Personalized marketing at scale is the process of applying artificial intelligence with analytics to historical and real-time customer data such that the marketer can predict what consumers want and need in each moment in time. It's fantastic. It's very, very cutting edge. The intelligence is then used to hone a given communication to a given individual based upon where they are, what they're doing, and what device they're on. Then the system's technologies are able to automatically assemble and present the most relevant content to millions of individuals in real time. And finally, the algorithms within the system learn from each interaction what is the best communication such that the system can more precisely and more predictively deliver the right content to the right individual given their needs and wants. And in the end, when you look at all the components that comprise a personalized marketing scale-out system, as you see here in this graphic, this is a very sophisticated marketing data-driven operation. And I just want to remind our listeners, you can click on the link in the description to download the personalized marketing blueprint. On the other hand, those clients who have gone on the journey or in the process of transforming to become modern, personalized, continuous revenue marketers are reporting anywhere from a 5 to 8 times ROI on this level of real-time, ultra-high relevancy, automated, artificial intelligence-driven marketing.
Yeah, when you look at that graphic, there are a lot of component parts that comprise a personalized marketing system. So 2 questions came to my mind, and I'm sure our listeners as well. What are the challenges of implementing a personalized marketing system? And aren't there a lot of off-the-shelf software systems that are plug and play for marketers to accomplish this?
So that's very interesting. Let's take a look at it and sort of pull those apart. The big challenges, the initial challenges that a marketer faces is that they have to separate the wheat from the chaff. There are dozens of technology solutions on the market, all promising personalized marketing. But when you get under the covers, what you realize is there is no plug and play, one size fits all for your business. It needs to be customized to your needs, your customers, your market, your go-to-market operations, et cetera. So to do that is the first challenge that a marketer needs to overcome, and that's assembling a team of highly skilled cross-functional experts. These experts need to know how to stitch and weave together the platforms with the right workflows and the enabling systems and tools to even make the system operate. So that's one. It requires talent. The second issue is that there's no surprise that that brands know the value of engaging and connecting their customers. However, what they are struggling with is how do they maintain really meaningful connections in real time at the moment they're shopping and buying that go beyond maybe reward schemes. So the second challenge is how do you move from manual methods to using technology and artificial intelligence and machine learning to assemble content that connects to customers, that uses templates that facilitate atomic design of communication, which allows the marketer to authentically connect their brand to the unique needs of its millions of customers in a manner that makes every one of those million customers feel special. That is the art of personalized marketing at scale. And then the third challenge is that you need to have the tools and skills of data experts, not just the team. Now you're going to drill in as part of that team is the data scientists and the data experts who know how to interpret customer data, who know how to provide the insights that can facilitate the real-time decisioning of the engines within the system that present personal communication, relevant communication. This is the intelligence. This is the brain of the system that makes it all operate at scale, the ability to deliver the right message at the right time. However, what we have found is that the technology can't operate alone. The technology platforms are only as good as the human partnership, the human intervention, the human interpretation and insights from the scientists and the other team members to help them understand what should be created, what should be communicated. And of course, adding to the challenge, especially now, is that these data experts and data scientists are in very high demand and are very hard to find. And then finally, a challenge that you face is that you have to modify your technology stack to enable this level of machine learning. And for the last 10 years, marketers have been spending millions buying technology and creating stacks, and it never seems to end. And the CFO and the CEO is, okay, how much more? And the bottom line is it's more. It's more now because the customers are expecting and demanding a new type of interaction from their brand. They have learned, as we spoke about before, from a Netflix, from a Google, from an Amazon, that they want relevancy in everything they do. And that to make that happen, to deliver personal messaging to millions of individuals in milliseconds is no simple task and requires sophisticated technology. So the issue you need is technology that helps handle the complexity of delivering all this communication across channels, across markets. And when you look at the math, it can become overwhelming if you try to do it in a manual method. So again, I want to refer everyone to the graphic that you're seeing on the screen. I like to call it the upside down pyramid. And you can see in this graphic, and again, listeners, remember, you can get it by going to the session description and clicking on our link to get to the blueprint. But when you look at the math, by the time you multiply the number of channels by the number of campaigns, by the number of languages and segments and calls to action, you are dealing with tens of thousands of permutations and combinations that from a manual method is incredibly labor intensive, slow and expensive, but when deployed with technology solutions, become highly efficient, are saving tremendous amounts of money and allowing you to have a competitive advantage.
Yeah, in our last episode, Russell, you started to touch on the top 10 priorities that for a CMO to start a personalized marketing program, since this is a complex topic and there are many entry points. So can you go a little deeper into that list today?
Yes. So again, for our listeners, the graphic is available when you download. For those watching, you can see it's a pretty dense top 10. What we're going to do now is just look at the first 5 priorities to help you understand, okay, what are the steps I need to do? Where should I prioritize? And to no surprise, the first priority is around data. And that is being able to control, capture, enrich, segment, interpret, and then optimize both your first and third party data. And that's the point where we're moving to. We're heading toward a cookieless world, and brands are now having to own both their customer data and their third party data so that they can use that third party data they own to enrich and understand the customers much better than just their own independent first party data. This is the essence of being able to tailor individual experiences to each customer. The difference is in the old model, companies and brands are very used to renting data from big data providers. And then what happened is they would be held hostage. But in this model, you are the owner of your first and the owner of your third party data. So you remain in control regardless of what happens in the future. The second priority is trying to determine and seeking to determine where are the quick wins. What is the shortest time to market and proof of concept pilots based on your business context, the category, the headwinds, and the competition that are going to deliver results? Now, that's different for every type of brand. For some, it's like, you know what? I need to acquire more first-party data. We just had that with a alcohol brand that needed to own their data so they can have more direct-to-consumer marketing. For others, it could be as, you know what? I need to have these insights from my data to improve my precision targeting of my media to save millions of dollars and avoid waste. Okay. Now we come to, well, what's the third priority? Well, you've got to construct the pilots. You've determined what the best wins are, but those pilot programs need to be built from substantiation. They need to be built on the data, the behavioral insights that are garnered from social and media consumption patterns, and ultimately end up into very insightful personas and buying journeys. Because without the persona and the buying journey, how do you know what is going to be the pathway to the continuous communication, the personalized communication, which ultimately drives the continuous revenue you're looking for? So I can never overemphasize that critical step and priority. The fourth is then the strategic optimization of your current communications. You have to take the time to audit what is the current experience you're delivering along all your buyers' touch points. Try to identify where are the friction points, and from that, coming back to what we've just referenced, where are the quick wins? In most cases, what you'll find is that by changing the experience, by personalizing the experience and the communication, you're going to see an increase in your return because you will not be speaking in a homogenous, irrelevant, or ethereal methodology. You will be touching the nerves of your potential buyers that are going to move them to action and to consider the purchase and why to purchase you. The fifth priority is messaging consistency and content relevancy. So again, an audit is going to be required where you can identify by mapping what changes you need to make to your paid and earned content. And this mapping and these strategic insights are the important direction needed to set the stage of what are going to be the future assets you created.
Russell, I know there are 5 more priorities, but I wanted to suggest to our listeners that they go to our website, kernagency.com/insights to download the full personalized marketing blueprint, or in the description for the chat. Because, not just as marketers, but as consumers, Russell and I are very passionate about personalized marketing in the future. Sometimes I'm ashamed to admit how many products I bought off Facebook during the pandemic that were so relevantly targeted to me based on my interests. And we do believe that the more that brands can implement these systems, the more we'll make experiences relevant for all of our customers that are a win-win-win all around. Win for the brand and company, win for the customer, and just win for the industry as a whole. So please do take the time to download it. It is free guide, and it will offer a very detailed plan on how to start this at your company. So I know, Russell, we didn't take the time to cover all the remainder of the 5 priorities, but I think you had some closing thoughts on that.
Yeah. So Elliot, I agree. And just sort of a teaser to our listeners is that Elliot's going to share a story in an upcoming episode about his car buying experience. And that I want to emphasize, this is a complex, highly sophisticated marketing process and system. It is the future of marketing. It is modern, continuous revenue marketing. It's what consumers are demanding. And given its complexity, it requires the study. That's why we emphasize that you take the time to read. We're there to answer questions if you want to start on your journey, but more importantly, we want to continue to educate you to help you realize the huge benefits. And then you'll be hearing in future episodes of the successes that marketers are achieving. So on behalf of Elliot and myself, I want to thank you for listening. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any future episodes. And until next time, I'm Russell Kern.
The Continuous Revenue Marketer has been brought to you by Kern, an Omnicom precision marketing agency that helps Fortune 500 companies increase revenue from customer acquisition to loyalty through personalization at speed and scale. For more information, please visit kernagency.com.